How's it going, YouTube? This is Wi-Fi Memory here today. Today I am bringing you some more of our Froslass slash Houndoom team, the team that my wife created with me, and I just wanted to showcase it off because I really think it's a really fun team. I will probably leave the Pokepace of this team in Sunday's episode, which is going to be a very special episode. So keep that in mind, and I'll definitely showcase this team off though in Sunday's episode, but there'll be more coming Sunday. But anyway, let's get into this. These are two battles against the same guy. But yeah, we start off the game both setting up Stealth Rocks with an Empoleon and my Clefable. Empoleon decides to go for the Flash Cannon as I go for the Thunder Wave. I just want to keep this thing paralyzed. You know, it may not be the fastest thing, but definitely keeping it paralyzed could definitely give me an advantage. I'm going to go into Gallade, because Gallade has some naturally good special defense. So it's actually relatively alright. This makes some switch-ins. Takes the Flash Cannon relatively well. Predicting a switch though, I go for Psycho Cut. I was thinking that Gengar could have came in, but instead they end up going for the Roar. And roar me out into my Steelix. Now I have a few options. I could go try and do my own Roar, or I can go for an Earthquake. And I do decide to go for Earthquake as they land a Hydro Pump. Knock me down to the Sturdy. And that's alright. I mean, we go for Earthquake. And we just get out of the torrent range on our damage. So that's actually that's really nice actually. Now here Steelix outspeed. So I don't necessarily know if we were speed tying or if they were going for Roar. Either way, we do get the KO with Steelix, so that's fantastic. Steelix is actually a relatively great bulky Pokemon. And you'll see this in the next turn, actually. He should be sending out his Scizor, and he does try to go for a U-turn. I'm trying to let the video catch up a little bit. This is probably where I should have tried to edit a little bit, but... Oh, wow, I was way off. Okay, so he goes into his Casper, the friendly ghost. And watch his Shadow Ball. That's actually kind of cool. It just travels up. You know, that's actually pretty neat. I am thinking of Game 2 scenario. My bad. That's Game 2. Totally different scenario. But anyway. I sent out the Gallade against this Gengar. And I'm like, okay, well, I over-predicted last time. I'm going to not over-predict this time. I'm going to go for the Psycho Cut, and we get the KO. I think he was predicting me to over-predict, too, you know, because I did the first time. But fortunate for me, he activated his Curse Body, so I'm forced to switch Gallade out. And Clefable seemed like a pretty safe switch-in if he was wanting to go for that Dragon Claw. But no, he goes for Swords Dance, and I do learn that this is a Life Orb. Garchomp. So that's not very good for me. I do try and set up a Wish. Unfortunately though, I'm not able to get it off as we go down to the Earthquake. So right here I do know Froslass can outspeed. So at least we got that going for us. I'm able to go for the Ice Beam to pick up the KO. So that's at least going into our favor just a little bit, you know. But right now the game is kind of whatever. Whoever can get the last little bit of momentum is in a great spot. He got that Scizor, and I don't really have any great switch-ins. So I do believe I keep Froslass in. I should have. I try to go for the Destiny Bond. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get that off before he can KO me with the Bullet Punch. So that's just how it is. Right here, though, I am able to threaten his Scizor with our Houndoom. This is a timid Choice Specs Houndoom. Houndoom's not necessarily known to be the fastest thing, but with the Choice Specs, man, he can hit really hard, and he can definitely outspeed things like Ampharos and Scizor. So he's definitely threatening at this stage of the game. Able to go for the big Flamethrower, get a burn on the Ampharos. It doesn't really matter, because we're able to just outspeed again and get the KO. Just a nice little KO there. He does have a Chatot, which I thought was interesting in the team preview. I was like, wait, I don't even know what Chatot does. I was so worried that Chatot could outspeed me or something. I was like, I don't really want to take any switches, though. I was like, we'll just see what happens. So I do stay in with my Houndoom, and we actually outspeed and are able to one-shot it. So that's fantastic. Pepper to Scizor. I don't even think he goes for Bullet Punch. I think he tries to go for, I don't know. Probably, I guess if anything, he was just going to give it to me, because I don't even know if a Bullet Punch would have KO'd. But anyway, that was game 1. Like I said, we got 2 battles with this guy. So he sends out his Gengar for game 2. I sent out my Gallade. Gallade seemed like a very good Pokemon. It seemed like I was able to get a lot of board control with Gallade in game 1. So why not see if we can get the momentum started early in game 2. He does not switch. He reveals to me, though, he is Focus Sash Gengar. And he goes for Shadow Ball. I love how Shadow Ball will literally rise up as it's coming at us. You know, it's so cool how that works. That little animation or whatever, that's kind of a neat animation. So basically, at this point, he's weighing in all of his options. You know, is he going to keep his Gengar around, or is he going to try and switch and preserve it for later? He does end up preserving it. I do believe he goes out into Empoleon. Yes, Empoleon. As I go for the Cycle Cut. And man, I love the sound of Cycle Cut. If you guys haven't heard Cycle Cuts, it's like pew 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 pew. It's kind of cool. I do like it. Right here, I figured this was a decent opportunity to go into Steelix, predicting maybe the Stealth Rocks. I do know I could have lived any attack it was going to go for, so I felt decent enough that hey, Steelix could come in. Empoleon misses a Hydro Pump there, as I'm able to get some free Stealth Rocks. So that's fantastic. Right here, he goes for the Hydro Pump, and I'm like, you know what? No, I have to roar you out now. I do know my Earthquake isn't enough to KO you, so I need to roar it out. Right here's the scenario I was telling you about. I'm literally, after my leftovers, I'm sitting at 12 HP. Yes, Steelix shouldn't be able to live anything, right? But the Scizor goes for the U-turn, which is a relatively strong attack, right? And we live on 1 HP. I was like, alright. So it forces him to go into his Gengar now, to let that go down to Stealth Rocks. And then it gives him the opportunity to revenge KO my Steelix with whatever he wants. Which he does decide to go into the Empoleon. But I did find that interesting that Steelix was able to survive a U-turn from that Scizor. Now, if he would have went for that U-turn again on Scizor, I think we could have easily just fainted. But he does opt to go to the Empoleon to ensure the KO. And I don't blame him. You know, right here I go into my Gallade. I made a slight miscalculation. I took roughly 8 damage when I came in on Stealth Rocks. And I do play Gallade like I can take another round of Stealth Rocks later on in this battle. Probably right here. After I go for CC, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to take a Bullet Punch. I should be able to live on 1 HP with my Gallade. Because I just miscalculated. But in fact, I'm wrong. Gallade will go down. And this Scizor is going to be able to get some free damage onto, I believe, my Dragonite. Now, this is a very funky Dragonite. And this is one I was experimenting with. Because when I was thinking about this, I was thinking, man, we'll use a bulky Dragonite. And this thing has Defog, Thunder Wave, Dragon Claw, and Brick Break. Brick Break's basically there to break some screens. You know, Dragon Claw's the main stab. Thunder Wave for speed control, and Defog in case of Stealth Rocks get out of control on my opponent's side of the field. It makes sense. It's a relatively decent Dragonite, but for what Dragonite is known for, I don't necessarily know if this is a Dragonite that everyone should be running. This is not a recommended Dragonite set. It kinda, I don't know, I mean, took way too much damage trying to get a revenge KO onto a Scizor. It did. I mean, now we're in the red. We're going to be easy pickings. And he is able to go out into his Garchomp. He actually does outspeed us too, which is expected. Most Garchomps should outspeed a Dragonite. Life Orb. He goes for Crunch. Telling me though that Outrage is his main stab, and he doesn't necessarily want to lock himself into that just yet. So that's what he opts to do, because yeah, he can easily switch it out the way how he did just now. And this Empoleon is going to take like no damage from our Ice Beam. Now I should have went for Destiny Bond, but I wasn't thinking again. Like this battle was a little bit of a blur to me, because I was trying to get the information I needed, but I was also distracted a little bit with work. Kept calling my cell phone and stuff, and I was a little bit distracted while doing this battle. My wife actually picked up for me and talked to him while I was doing the battle, but I was trying to listen, and that didn't end up working out the greatest, because I was making a lot of mistakes. So when playing, if you guys do decide to play with this team, make sure you guys have full concentration on with this team, because this team is really good. It's really fun, but have the full concentration, because we dropped a lot of Pokemon trying to deal with this Empoleon, trying to deal with that Garchomp, which we haven't fully dealt with yet. In game 1, I mean, you see how we were able to take off and we were able to get the easy win. Game 2 is a totally different story, because I was a little bit distracted. Right here, I mean, yeah, Flamethrower. Right here's the screens. This would have been a prime opportunity to save that Dragonite for breaking the screens. But like I say, I was a little bit distracted. I'm not going to be ashamed of admitting to that, you know. Right here I go into Clefable, knowing that I probably need to while some of these screens turns are out. So I'll go for the Wish and all that. Unfortunately, I get paralyzed, and that really just messes up the momentum. Really puts it into his favor completely, because Clefable is needing to at least be able to go first. That way I'm able to get my attacks off. And if I get paralyzed anyway, we're in a worse situation. Moonblast isn't doing that much damage either, though. We're barely ticking at it. And he is able to slowly whittle Clefable down. I do end up getting a Wish off this turn. On my last little breath, right? I do get the Wish off, and I'm like, okay, I can switch out into a Houndoom. I should be able to take a Thunderbolt. Houndoom's not the bulkiest Pokemon, but this was a risk, and it did not pay off. After Stealth Rocks, I was sitting at 76 HP, and I just could not take the Thunderbolt. That's when Light Screen went off too, so that kind of stunk. Actually, if I would have let Clefable go down, and the battle could have been a little bit different, but this Ampharos does end up picking up the KO, getting the win. Guys, if you guys did enjoy today's video, let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe if you are new. This is Wi-Fi Merriman signing out. Peace.